Hey everybody, it's David Pingree. Thanks for watching. We're out here today at Kaweah Creek Raceway. Honda's introducing their 2017
CRF450RX.
This is the off-road model that's based around the new CRF model. And we got a quick introduction on it already this morning. Some key changes that make it ideal for off-road racing and riding. Bigger tank, let's start there, from a 1.6 gallon to 2.2 gallons, so it definitely gets you further down the road. It's got the 18-inch rear wheel and a set of 81 AT tires from Dunlop. I've actually used this front in a moto application. It works really well. And this rear, again, really good in an off-road setting. It's got the, still you got your buttons up here on your start, but all of your mapping has been changed just to cater it more to the off-road riding, kind of let the power come on a little easier, make it a little nicer in the tighter trails. The transmission is the same transmission as the CRF, and that was something I spoke with Johnny Campbell about. He was one of the guys that had a big hand in developing this bike, and he said they did play around with the wide ratio transmission, but at the end of the day, this is basically designed for close course competition, GNCC, works racing, hare and hound, that kind of stuff. So for them, the motocross, the original tranny works really well. All they did is add a tooth to the rear, which kind of gets you to where you need to be in that tight stuff along with the mapping, and there's no issues. And he said they actually like this one better because it filled in some of those holes that you've got with a wider ratio tranny. So take that for what that's worth. The suspension is obviously also revalved to be a little more plush, handle that chop and tight little bumps and stuff like that. More of an off-road application. Got your kickstand, don't have to worry about that anymore. And electric start, which is really nice on these. And the only thing I did notice on this, you got to make sure you have a clutch in to get it to start. But we're really excited to go out and try this thing. I was a big fan of Yamaha when they came out with the 250X. I really thought that was a great bike, and I'm anxious to see if this is kind of the same type of thing in a 450 platform. So we're gonna go find some trails and try this thing out. got some time out here at Couia Creek on the CRF450RX model, and really fun bike. For me, the first thing I noticed was I anticipated with the choke down muffler and all the off-road things for it to be a little weak. This thing has a really strong engine. You can tell that the maps are set so that it's really a nice smooth delivery, and it pulls really far. It's a real broad spread out power, but man, no shortage of it. The suspension's really supple over the little chop and bumps. When you come up to anything sharp, as a moto guy, I kind of flinch expecting it to you know, have a firm feel when I hit it, and this stuff just pushes right through it. It's really nice. I did open up my high-speed compression about a half a turn just to get my back end to kind of squat a little bit more. I find I ride a little bit further forward, and with the extra weight from the fuel tank, I found the front end kind of dropping when I let off the throttle. So that balanced me out. They want about 105, 106 on your sag, which is where I was at. They didn't want to go more, so we made that adjustment, and I was really happy with it. So loved the tires, loved the way this thing's set up. One other thing I would do is take this little fob here with the kill switch and move it over. It was rubbing my thumb, and I was on the verge of a blister. So just a little change I would make on the bars, and that'll just switch right over to the other side of the clutch perch. But really great bike. Really stoked that these guys stepped up to fill that gap that they had. And just for those who are concerned, there is still the CRF, obviously the brand new motocross model. There is this CRF-RX, which is a closed course off-road racing model, and there's still the CRF-X, which is more off-road, green sticker. And if you're just kind of cruising or in really tight trails, that bike maybe would be more what you're looking for. Chugs a little bit better in the real tight stuff. This is definitely a race machine. And speaking of racing, we've got Trevor Bollinger, who is last year's XC2 champion in the GNCC series. He is going to be riding this machine right here in the 2017 series in the Premier class. So Trevor, you had probably more time on this bike than anybody. You raced a Japanese GNCC round or off-road event, and I've done a little bit of testing. You've been out here the last couple days. Tell us your impression of the bike.
No, like you said, the motor's very strong, but it's not snappy. Like even last year's model, I thought was pretty snappy off the bottom. But you know, this year's is really smooth, and that's probably my favorite feature about it. And next, the chassis is really light and nimble feeling to me. So, you know, that's always a plus when you're racing for 3 hours. So I like those two features the most, and I'm looking forward to the next year moving up to the XC1 Pro class.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Jumping into the Premier class, I think some people might be sleeping on you, but you could come in there and do really well.
Yeah, I always do better when people are sleeping on me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. No real expectations, just, you know, be there every weekend and improve on our result at the beginning of the year.
Well, good luck, man. We're anxious to see how you do on this bike. This thing will be in dealership soon, so check it out. Very competent off-road racing model.